In this video, we're going to take a look at symbolic format. This is part 2. So we did some symbolic notation before and now we're going to do some more, starting with a new list. So here's the new list. We've got some new symbols. So we've got and, or, therefore, and if and only if. Now, the one that people generally have the hardest time remembering is which one is and which one is or. So let me teach you two ways to remember this. Okay, so one way is this and sign kind of looks like an A, right? If we put a little line in there, it kind of looks like an A. So that's an easy way to remember and. Here's another way. Let's look at or. So I could imagine or kind of almost like it looks like a canoe almost, or some sort of boat, and somebody could be standing in the boat, and here's the water, and then they're holding an oar. So that's an easy way, very easy way of remembering or. Okay, maybe that's not the easiest way to remember or, but if it works for you, if it sticks in your brain, great. It's probably just best to think that this looks like an A, but if a little man standing in a canoe with an oar is an easy way to remember or, then knock yourself out. And or, we need to remember those. We talked about the three dots before. You could kind of rearrange the there into the word three pretty easily for three dots. And you can ask, what is it there for? Well, it's there for, and it's three dots. Okay, I don't know. I'm just doing the best I can to help you remember. All right, the last one is if and only if. Now notice I've got two ifs. And I've got two arrows. Remember the one we did before, with an arrow means implies. Well, if an arrow means implies or if then, one arrow means one if, two arrows means two ifs, and this is something fancy we call a biconditional. See if I think I spelled that right. Biconditional. I think that looks good. All right. So biconditionals are what they mean is, so remember we're talking about conditional statements, right? It means there's an if then. Biconditionals, if we talk about like a bicycle, bi means two. If we talk about bicycle, two wheels. Biconditionals, two conditional statements. So notice there's two if signs, if and only if. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take these symbols along with what we learned yesterday and plug them in and do some statements to symbolic transformation. So let me show you how this is going to go. I think it's going to be really easy. The only thing that's a little bit new is we need to remember the symbols. So let's take a look here. P is I go out, Q is I eat ice cream, and then R is I play basketball. So notice the statement is I go out. What is that? That's a P statement, right? Oh, this word or. Okay, that's going to be the regular looking V. And then eating ice cream. That's my Q statement. So that's my Q statement right here. All right. Hopefully that feels all right. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay. Therefore, what's it there for? Well, it's three dots, right? I play basketball. Tells me my R statement. And tells me it's an upside down V. Looks kind of like an A. I go out. Going to be a P. Therefore, R and P. All right, let's try another one. Again, we're just kind of working through these. Hopefully, you kind of get in the hang of it. Oh, look at this. I've got some if and only ifs. Now, notice on these last examples, there were no if statements, so there's no arrows. I've got two ifs this time, if and only if, so let's just do that right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and put my my biconditional arrows down. All right, I play basketball. So I play basketball, that's R. And I don't eat ice cream. So eating ice cream would be Q. I don't eat would be not Q. So R, if and only if, not Q. All right, let's look at one last one. Now, this one's going to be the tough one, okay? So don't freak out about it. We're just going to walk our way through it, and you'll see that maybe it's not that bad, even the difficult ones. So look, I've got my if. So let's start off with my arrow. So everything on the left side of the then will be on the left side of the arrow. Everything on the right side of the then is going to be on the right side of the arrow. All right, I go out is P. And it's going to give me my and statement here. Whoops, I don't actually need to put an A. I just need, there we go. I eat ice cream. P and Q. Now notice all of that is on the left side of, it's if, and it's kind of including all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some parentheses here just to say P and Q are going together. They're inside the if statement together. Then, okay, so we have our arrow. I won't play basketball. So play basketball is R, so this is not R. All right, so hopefully this is helpful. What we have for you to do today is a quizzes, all right? So you can take the quizzes more than once if you don't like your score, but do a good job on it. I think we're not going to do a quiz this week. Just follow whatever's on Google Classroom. But we are going to look at doing a test at the end of all of this material sometime next week. So this wraps up our symbolic notation, symbolic format, whichever one you want to call it. This wraps that up. Do the quizzes, and as always, if you have any questions, shoot me an email.